Mr. Brandt, when did you actually start photographing?
Oh, it was in 29.
29.
About that time.
And did you always knew that you would become a professional photographer?
Yes, yes. No, I've never done anything else. No, no.
This is always what you wanted to do?
Probably, yes. It's a very decorative jacket.
Bill Brandt is regarded as one of the great photographers of this century. A photographer's photographer who has only recently caught the attention of a larger public. An exhibition of his stark portraits drew a large number of visitors, but Brandt himself preferred to see them after the crowds had gone. Bill Brandt was born in 1904 in London. Both parents were of Russian descent and he spent his early years in Germany. In the 20s, he studied in Paris with Man Ray, who was then one of the most advanced photographers. Brandt was attracted by surrealism, a movement which shaped much of his work. In 1931, he settled in England and started to work as a photojournalist. Lawrence Durrell has said, Brandt uses the camera as an extension of the eye of a poet. Yet this gentle and modest man shakes off all accolades. He has said and written almost nothing about his own work, and his refusal to be drawn into any conversation about his photographs is legendary. Brandt has done for London what Brassai and Auger have done for Paris. The witty pictures of the social life in London during the 30s and the compassionate photographs he took during the Depression produced some of his most memorable images. During the Blitz and the blackout, he photographed the empty streets of London in a way nobody had ever done before. A poet and an historian, his pictures capture and preserve a world which has disappeared forever.
She wrote her book when she was a child. This was Halifax. Fantastic town, absolutely extraordinary. A real dream town. I'd never seen anything like it before. I was there recently, fairly recently, but a few years ago, and this is all quite different. There's no railway anymore. Completely changed.
But when we look at this photograph, Mr. Brandt, this is an enormously composed photograph, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was lucky to have such a good composition. I didn't change anything. It was like this. And the boys, when they saw me photographing, they came running towards me. Yes, I was doing pictures of the miners, mainly in Northumberland. These people were in Northumberland, they were so nice. It was long before the war, of course. I had no introductions. I just knocked at the door and asked, may I take some photographs? And they were very friendly and said, oh yes, of course. Do what you like. This too, same, because at the time they had no bars. They came out of the mines absolutely black, and there his wife washes him. They were all very similar interiors. You know, one room where they cooked and they had their meals and always these extraordinary wallpapers, greyish wallpapers.
But were you aware that you would produce a social document?
Probably, yes. And I'd read quite a lot about the miners. It was at the time of George Orwell and Priestley. Priestley had written about Northumberland.
Do you always know beforehand how a photo will come out, or are you sometimes surprised?
I think I more or less know, because I see it in the camera. I mean, I see it in the reflex camera. I've used a reflex camera, and I can see the picture. I take it when I think it looks right. This was up near Tower Bridge. Here one sees it wasn't taken now. It's not a recent picture. I mean, the way the men look different, don't they?
Not just through dress, but through
No,
attitude.
yes, yes. Even their faces are different. And this is, of course, this is a very old one of Escott. I haven't been there for a long time. I don't know whether this still goes on. These are sort of pictures too, where you're just lucky to find such a couple. I just took the picture. They were so worried about their races, they were watching the races, and they were much too worried to take any interest in me.
There are two in here which I like very much. The Parliament series.
Is it way maids were dressed then? It's really only that. This funny sort of caps. And the other one too is of course even is this one. Terrific character. It was one of those pictures that, again, I didn't really take. This woman has such character. You know, whatever she did, she looked good and right. Anybody could have taken this picture, anybody. But it is a different world, isn't it? From now, this wouldn't exist anymore. And at the time it was quite normal.
Do you regret the world?
No. Regret it. Here I was very lucky, because I was photographing this group, these men, and then suddenly a policeman came, and he looked. Of course, he looked at me at the camera, and it was just right. It made the picture. Sometimes one has to be lucky. This girl was taken just before the war, and this girl was dancing the Lambeth Walk. I was photographing the street and the children, and suddenly she started to dance.
Do you think there is a decisive moment for taking a photograph?
It sounds like Cartier-Bresson. I don't think so, I don't know. But this is something that you would never see anymore nowadays. It was, I think, the very early 30s that we saw these flower women standing at street corners everywhere, with funny hats. And it's also something that you wouldn't see anymore nowadays. The street without cars, no cars parked. This is one of my favorite streets, and it's amongst the docks near Tower Bridge.
Does it give you a feeling of contributing a bit to history, having all those photographs of places no longer in existence?
It is now, of course, it makes the pictures more interesting. At the time, I don't think I thought about it at all. But now it's true, they have become more interesting.